Hi, everybody. Let's take a moment just to kind of talk about ratios and what we learned today in class. So, a ratio is, gotta get my marker in. A ratio associates two or more quantities. Okay? So essentially, we're going to be comparing two or more different things. We practiced today taking some things and splitting them up into categories. So we're going to start just with something pretty simple. We have some triangles. We have some circles. So not a lot of objects. We're just dealing with two types right now, triangles and circles. So the ratio of triangles to circles is, remember we talked that order is very important. So because the word triangles comes first, let's see how many triangles there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to say 8, 2. And also I could use the word 2, or I could even use a little colon if I wanted to. I'm not going to right now, but you have that option. Second word they ask about is circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. Okay, so for every blank circles, there are blank triangles. Well, I can say for every 4 circles, there are 8 triangles. Now it's asking me to take a look at it a little bit differently. For every 1 circle, should be circles, not circles, sorry guys, there are blank triangles. And it's kind of asking me to split this into groups. So what I can see when I kind of section off my triangles and circles, so I grouped these things evenly, and for every 1 circle, there are 2 triangles. What I'm doing in this case is I'm scaling down. Took a look from this 4 to 8. 4 went to 1, I divided by 4. So 8 divided by 4 scales down to 2. Alright, so we're going to look at this example with some frogs. We have a lily pad, 4 frogs, and 2 flies, because we can compare more than 2 things. A ratio compares the numbers, the quantity, between 2 or more. So in this case, we have a lily pad, frogs, and flies. This is 3 categories. So there are blank frogs to every 2 flies. Here are my 2 flies. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frogs. There is 1 lily pad for every blank flies. So here's my 1 lily pad. There are 2 little flies. All right, there are 2 frogs for every blank flies. Now, there were 4 frogs, but they're asking me just to talk about 2. So I'm splitting my frogs in half. So when I split my flies in half, there's only 1 fly. The ratio of frogs to flies is, remember, order is important. Frogs come first. So 4, 2, and my flies, there are 2 flies. 2 flies. Now, I can write the ratio of frogs to flies another way. So we can either scale up or scale down. In this case, I'm going to try scaling up. Maybe I want to take this 4 and I want to go up by multiplying by 2. So then my 4 would become an 8. 2. If I took my 2 and then also multiplied it by 2, I could say it's 8 to 4. Oh, and now they're asking me to write it even another way. I can write the ratio of frogs to flies another way. Well, the first time I scaled up, maybe this time I'm going to scale down. I'll take my 4 and divide it by 2, which gives me 2. 2. I can take my 2 and divide it by 2, which gives me 1. Which makes sense. If I look at 2 frogs, there's only 1 fly that goes with them. Now the last thing is just making sure that we're really being precise with our mathematics. One of our math practice standards, we're reading really closely because this time the order changes. They want flies first. Before it was frogs to flies. Now it's flies to frogs. So careful. Be careful of that order. I can say 2 flies to every 4 frogs. All right, everybody, that's ratios. See you tomorrow.